Hello, so today is a good day. You know why? Because these two just arrived. These are the Bandai Zero Two and Strelitzia figures. Yeah, these are both made by Bandai. These are part of their Zero Two is part of their S.H. Figuarts line, which I think are like humanoid people, and Strelitzia is part of their Robot Spirits line, which are more like mech stuff. Even though they're like different lines, I think they're actually designed to fit together pretty well, actually. Because if you take a look in the back here, you can see there's Zero Two in her little cockpit, and Strelitzia behind her. So hopefully it comes with the parts to do that. So here they are. I've actually never owned any of Bandai's action figures before, so this is all new to me. It's kind of weird how the windows to see the figures are actually in the back, because yeah, this is the front of the box right here, and then the back of the box actually has the windows to see them. But there they are. I picked these up from Amazon Japan, and Strelitzia is actually cheaper, even though it's bigger. It was like $34, and Zero Two is $43. But let's take a look at them. First, let's open up Strelitzia. Oh, so here's what you get in the box. So I guess first of all, there's Strelitzia. It's like a fully assembled action figure, and she gets a couple of faces too. We get like a shocked or fighting face, and we got a kind of like a smug smiling face. That's kind of hilarious. And looks like by default, she comes with like a neutral face like that. All right. She comes with her little spear trident thing, a couple extra hands, her unicorn horn thing. All right. And the accessories we get looks like there's the rest of her spear and also a display stand. So that's what you get with Strelitzia. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I just spent way too long trying to pose her and try to get her attachments on. It's a little bit more fiddly than I expected, but yeah, here she is fully kitted out with her yelling face on and all that. She has her little shield thing there and her trident. This thing is really articulate. There's a lot of things that can move, like even the heels over here. You can have her normal heels like that, or she can have them splayed out for stability. And pretty much everything around here moves. Like her head moves, even her little bits of hair move over here. Yeah, it's really, really articulate. I guess that's kind of expected for Bandai. So yeah, that's Strelitzia. Although I want to play with her more, but I'm gonna take a look at Zero Two now and try to get that combination going. So let's take a look at Zero Two. Oh, right away we get this like important instruction pamphlet. So it looks like if you want her to get her doggy style, I guess, you have to dislocate her hips. So thanks for that tip, I guess. All right, so here's what you get. You get Zero Two fully assembled, 3 swappable faces. Looks like normally she has kind of a smiling face. There's her like neutral face. We get her other smiling face off to the other side, looking that way. I don't know what that is. And then we got an angry face over there. To be honest, it looks kind of weird without being on her head, so hopefully it'll look better later on. 6 hands, wow. And we also get her hood up. So I guess normally she has her hood down, and I guess in the cockpit mode we'll put her hood on. And oh yeah, in the back there is the cockpit piece. So yeah, you can do that little pose with the Strelitzia in the back. So that should be good. All right, and here she is right out of the box. I have her on the little stand that's included. I gotta say, it looks pretty darn good for an action figure that can move. You do notice the joints and stuff a bit, but I don't think there's much you can do about that, because, you know, it has to move. Here she is. Let's get a closer look at her face. I'd say the face is done pretty well. I kind of wish you could see her red eyeliner a bit better. In comparison, if you remember, here's the prize figure, the Sega prize figure of Zero Two. This one's a lot larger. It's like 8 inches tall. I think it's like twice as big as this S.H. Figuarts one, but her face is kind of bad on this. If you see, yeah, looks a bit toothless. So in comparison, I'd say the face on this one is a lot better. And so, of course, this is an action figure, so you can move just pretty much anything about her. She can look and move and pose around. right now, oh yeah, the base that's included, she comes with her cockpit base, so I'll put her on this in a bit. And she also comes with this clear stand as well. But the thing is, it doesn't fit. Like these don't fit together. I would imagine it was supposed to fit here snugly, but it doesn't. It just falls off. So that's kind of strange. But I just took the base from the Strelitzia figure, and that fits over here just fine. So I'm just doing that for now. But yeah, let's take her off this for now. She's held in place by these little clamps. Now she's off here. I guess I'll show you the hip dislocating function. So this is a little bit disturbing, but basically you just have to pull on her legs a bit, and then boom, there you dislocated her hips, and now she can actually swing forward and do that on all fours pose like that. And if you want to put her back, you gotta make sure to put her butt cheeks in properly, like that. And then you can just snap her hips back into place like this. So yeah, that's a bit disturbing if you think about it, but oh, whatever, it works. So that's that. So yeah, maybe I'll do a face swap now, and then I'll get her on all fours. All right, and here she is in the cockpit position. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there is some nice detail in the back. You have that little screen on the back there. Also, her handles are articulated too, so you can grab those if you wish. And I did also swap out her face for her yelling face. So there's that. So yeah, overall, it's a nice little pose that you can do. I really like that they included all the parts to do this. And I think next I'm going to try to get that Strelitzia in the back and try to do that pose together. So let me go ahead and try that. Alright, and so here's my best attempt at posing both of them together. So once again, all the parts to do this are included in both of the kits. So 02 comes with this cockpit base and this clear stand. And then so you just can put the Strelitzia on top of her like that. Now the one thing I did have to modify was this thing right here. So I put a little bit of hot glue so that this clear part right here can fit into the cockpit nice and snugly. I think that was a molding mistake on the cockpit part, because without the hot glue it just falls right over. So yeah, a little bit of a mistake I think in the molding, but besides that, turns out pretty well. So here they are together. I really like that they give you the option to pose them together like this. It's definitely worth picking up both of them just to get that option right there. And oh yeah, I kind of suck at posing, so I kind of try to copy the box art on this one over here. So excuse me if it looks a little bit terrible, but I did my best. So yeah, here they are together. Alright, so I've just been playing around with poses for a bit. So this first one here is when she's just holding her hands together. So I guess that looks okay. And now this next one here is holding her hand out, so she's like pulling you into the cockpit. So that's the pose I was going for. It's the same pose that's on the box art right here. So I tried to do the same thing. It doesn't really, it's not perfect, but I think it works okay. Now the one unfortunate thing is that if you notice 02's feet, she's always on her little toe heels things. And that is a really, really small contact point. So trying to get her to balance actually on the ground is pretty much impossible. So you do have to use the clear stand that's included to actually do any of her standing poses, really. And so that means for long-term display, I think you're pretty much forced to make her do her cockpit stance when she's on all fours, and then have Strelitzia on the back on the clear stand. I think that's what you pretty much have to do. It kind of sucks that there's no good way to pose her just standing up unassisted. So yeah, that was a look at these figures. This was the S.H. Figuarts 02, and this is the Robot Spirits Strelitzia, both from Bandai. Pretty neat. They both come with a lot of little accessories and faces and hands, which is nice for posing. They do have a decent amount of articulation, so that's always good. I guess, yeah, the only complaint is that both of these, they both have trouble standing on their own, so you're going to need, this base here that's included with Strelitzia, or this stand that's included with 02, to really get them to pose well. But besides that, I'd say these are pretty darn good. And so there you go, and thanks for watching. All right, and I just couldn't resist doing one last pose with Strelitzia being a little bit cute. So there's Strelitzia's cute pose. And actually, I think this might be how I might display both of them, just standing up like this.